This is a video on how to apply rim tape for tubeless setup. You want to start a few spokes behind the valve hole and then go over the valve hole. So start a few spokes behind and then start pulling the tape and applying. What you want to do, especially if your rim has deep grooves or deep center channel like mine, start pressing at the center before you press on the edges, and don't stretch the tape too much. This will ensure there won't be any air trapped at the center. And another tip would be to do small sections at a time rather than pulling the tape and trying to cover a large portion of the rim. By doing small sections at a time, we'll make sure the tape is centered, as well as it will be much easier to align the tape properly so that there won't be any folds or any crinkles and less chance of air getting trapped. A few things that will truly help with the process is having a clean rim to begin with. I usually use Guaf, one of those gum removing solvents, to clean any prior adhesive. Once that is done, I also clean with isopropyl alcohol. That way the rim surface is free from any contamination from the Guaf or even dirt, etc. And the other thing that truly helps is finding and buying the appropriate width tape for that should match your rim. If you're buying a narrower tape compared to your rim width, then you'll have trouble covering the entire area. Now you can skip to about 325. I just didn't want to skip the process of applying the tape to the entire rim. So the next 2 minutes, you'll just see me apply the rim over the tape. So you can skip to 325, that way you don't have to watch the whole thing. Okay, finally, now that you've completed a rotation, definitely make sure there is a little bit of overlap before cutting the tape. That way, the tape wouldn't come loose while you're riding or after a few days, etc. So once you have a little bit of overlap, you can cut off the excess, and you're pretty much good to go to the next step. Now once you're satisfied and cut the tape out, take a clean rag and try to press around the rim. This should make sure like any loose pieces or this will essentially make sure that your tape properly sticks to the rim. At this point, find the valve hole and make a small hole, and make sure you're using something smaller than the diameter of the valve housing, and make a small hole from the top to the inside. Once you've done this, you're pretty much all set. You just need to install the valve housing and use the O-ring and the nut to secure it in place. Your finger tightening is good enough. You don't need to really over tighten this one. Finger tight is good enough and you're all set to go. As always, thank you very much for watching.